All right, there we go. Put this over here. Very important. There we go. Impromptu stream here. See if that'll stay up. Probably not. That's all right. That'll work. Yes, Mr. Radiant, we are here doing something that I didn't even think I was going to do 30 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden I say, you know what, let's do it. We're going to search the annals of eBay, looking at some of the more expensive 5th, 6th, and 7th generation sales of a disc-based variety. Maybe I'll even invite you in here at some point. Let me know if you want to get in here, and yeah, man. That's how we do shit, you know? All right, I'm sipping on some Spindrift. I got some organic dark chocolate. It's just a die for. And I'm going to get started right now. And I'm going to search several different categories in order to uncover some of the more shocking sales of recent history. I believe eBay goes back 90 days. So why don't we get started with, not that a lot of these games are rare, but we'll just use that terminology, and we'll search bar the rare PS2 games. So that's what we're going to do. Rare PS2 games. Type that in real quick. If anybody wants to get on the panel, just let me know. I'll drop the link in the description there. All right, now we're going to go to sold listings. All right, so this goes all the way back to June 16th. So yeah, it makes sense, right? July, August. No, it doesn't make sense, does it? July. Does it only go back 30 days on recent sales? Quite possibly it does. I'm not sure. All right, here we go. Yes, I'm sure we'll be seeing Noah pop up somewhere in here. Now, you got to remember, people who sell on eBay sometimes are not the brightest people, and they'll put rare on games that are not rare at all and not expensive. You notice on the title, I put rare and or expensive. Well, a lot of these titles, here's a great example here. Splashdown, Rides Gone Wild. On the PS2, $12.95, CIB rare. This is not a rare game. Scrolling down here. Now remember, when you have games that are factory sealed, you're going to get a high value on those at times. And there are certain titles that, because they're games that get played a lot, like sports titles, that you don't see them sealed a lot. And of course, Kobe Bryant died in the helicopter accident. Oh, what was that? A few years back now. So that's why you can get $39.99 for a factory sealed copy of NBA 2K10. So yeah, pretty interesting on that. Moving down, yes, a title that I do own in my collection, and a quite pricey one. Now, to me, this is looking like a. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no, I'm not sorry. The reason why this is sold at such a cheap price. This is actually the Japanese version. This is not the American version here, guys. Or what is it? The NTCS or NTSC? I always forget. I'm sure we'll see that in the description soon. Hey, what's up, Ty Lord? Let me know if you want to get in here for the discussion at some point, and I will drop the link in the chat. All right, so yeah, so that's the reason why you're getting $246.97 on that. That's the Japanese version. Now, speaking of Tyler, we were actually talking about this when we did a recent stream. How the silent, or excuse me, the Armored Core games are out of freaking control. Now, looking at this one right here, I feel like they got a steal on this 68.50. I'm not really up on, let me see. This is Silent Line. That seems like they got a good deal on that. I don't think that's selling at too high of an asking price there, to be honest with you. I thought a lot of the not silent, I keep saying Silent Hill. A lot of the Armored Core games are around $100 mark now. Yeah, NTSC. All right, moving on here. Warriors Orochi 2. So here's an example of a game that has some good value to it. $36. Again, we're going over sold listings. We're not taking any guesses or estimations here. We're going off of raw facts. Now the next title here is pretty interesting. The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, first print. Now, anytime you see that first print on there, remember you're going to have the Sony sticker on top of the game. If you do not have that Sony sticker on top of the game, then it is a second, third, fourth, print. So having a first print title that's factory sealed sometimes makes a huge difference in value. And to get $99.99 for Lord of the Rings: Two Towers is a really good price. Um, so yeah, man, expensive title there. All right, moving on here. I'm gonna have some more organic chocolate. I'm just gonna take my time with this stream. There's no sense in rushing this. All right, moving down. Now we have a game that obviously is not rare by any means. Super common. Resident Evil Code Veronica X on the PS2. But you're still getting $22 for it for a pre-owned copy. All right, moving down to a much more expensive title, Mr. Mosquito. A title off the top of my head, I don't think I ever was able to acquire for my collection. But yeah, $123.99 for a pre-owned copy, supposedly mint condition. All right, moving down here. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 on the PS2. Loose disc, you're getting $34.99 on that. Little Budokai action. And then the Tenkaichi game that you really want is part 3. And that game has continued to rise in value. A complete copy of that sold June 16th for $200. Now it's weird. I'll have to double check, but I don't know why. It's like obviously I'm a pretty big time PS2 collector, and for whatever reason, like I would never pick up anything on the PS2 and flip it. Never did that throughout the years. I've always stayed true and kept my PS2 games. Sold my GameCube collection. I've even sold, a few titles from other collections, like my Xbox, like had a factory sealed um what was it? No, actually that was a 360 game with the orange sticker on top. Don't sell before a certain date. Halo 3 release that came was a pack in with the actual 360. I got like $700 for that, so I sold that. Now, by the way, that was a $1.99 Goodwill pickup that I sold for $700, which is insane. But I've always in the story that I'm trying to get to here is I've always stayed true to keeping the PS2 games. I don't know why. Like when I picked this title up, I picked it up multiple times, I believe, and I sold it for some reason. I have no clue why. It was just a hot seller at the time, and for some reason I let it go. I don't know. I've never done that with any PS2 title before, except for that game. Very weird. All right, moving down here, we have a title that I own complete, Siren, which I believe is a Japanese horror title. Loose disc, 34.95 on that. Every sale that we've talked about so far is from one day. These are all June 16th sales so far. All right, moving on. We'll just pass that up. I mean, that jack is not rare. Then you have a Mr. Mosquito again, loose disc for $54.95. Crimson Sea 2. That's kind of an interesting title. I'm wondering if I have Crimson Sea 2. I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty confident I have Crimson Sea 1, but Crimson Sea 2 is not like a super I don't think that was a super highly produced game. I think that has a little bit of rarity, to be honest with you. All right, I'm gonna get up and look because I need to see that. Bear with me here, guys. Crimson Sea 2. I don't even know if I'm seeing Crimson Sea 1. That doesn't make any sense, though. God damn, I have a ton of sea titles. Cold Winter, Contra Shattered. Crimson Sea. I might own that loose disc, believe it or not. Let me see. Crimson Sky. Well, that's going to bother me. I do not have it on the shelf, so. Crimson Sea 1 or 2. All right, so I am going to. All right, remind me of that title later on. I need to look on the Game Value Now app and see where I am with that title. Because if I do not have either one of those, I'd be very shocked. But I don't know. I think I must have one of them loose discs. I know I have one of them, but I definitely need to acquire both of those complete. All right, moving down here, PS2 Def Jam Fight for. Everyone knows about this title. Fight for New York. It's one of the better fighting titles on the PS2, and that black label has always held such great value, and it's just continued to increase in value over the years. 177.50 on that. That was an auction. There was 49 bids on it. Hot seller, man. Hot commodity right there. All right, moving down here. Here's another non-rare title, but those Bratz titles you can get between 15 and 24. And that's a PAL version too, as well. Yeah, you can see the purple case. All right, moving down here. This is not a super common game here. Look at this, King of Route 66, $45 for a complete copy of that. That's definitely increased in value over the last few years. I remember that being a nothing title. Another game that I do not have for the collection. 18-wheeler title. Very, very interesting. All right. Yeah, that's a non-rare title there. Now, to me, this would be a shocker right here. Like, I am very surprised, and I think this whoever purchased this got got great value on this. Um, R-Type Final. This is a first print. You can see the little aluminum sticker on the top right corner. So first print title, factory sealed, a title that holds value already. You know, not being sealed. I would I would guess probably it's a 40 something dollar title just alone, just a complete copy of it. So to get it for $59.99, I'm shocked on that. I figured that would be 100 plus. But you got to understand what happens on eBay as well. You'll have sellers. This is a non auction, so you'll have sellers just some of the guys don't know what they're doing. Some of the people don't know what they're doing. They'll just list something, and it'll literally sell in seconds. Somebody will be like, "Oh, caught you slipping," and they'll purchase it. I could be wrong on that one, but I really feel like that's on the low end, $59.99 for that. See, this is more of what I would expect to get from it. Now, this title right here, I'm looking at this. We can enlarge this up and take a closer look at it, but I don't even think this is. No, I could be wrong. It's kind of hard to see. This might not be a first print edition, so $79.99 on that was it's pretty good. Unless it's a first print. First print, I would think you'd get 80 bucks on that, no problem. Sega Classics collection. What does that got on it? Let's take a look at that. You know, while we're here, right? I like listening to myself talk, you know. Oh, it is. Okay. I take that back. There you go. So that makes complete sense. Now, see, that's why I would have thought R Type Final would have been up there with the up there in $80 range. Um, oh, you really can't see what's in here. Alien Syndrome, Monaco GP, Virtual Racing. Nothing too insane, to be honest with you. Kind of a lackluster collection, in my opinion. Fantasy Zones on there. I can't really see the other games. All right, now let's back up here. Get a little more organic chocolate in my system here. Might have to get some cold pressed coffee in here as well. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's see what we got next on the list. Here you go. Working Designs title, Sylphied. I do own a copy of this. This is factory sealed as well. And again, I mean, I'm looking at this kind of like they got a good deal on it. $64.96 on a first print edition. Kind of a sexy title to see factory sealed. I don't think I've ever seen that game factory sealed before. There it is. There's the Sony sticker. 100% legit there. My mouth is just watering looking at that title. All right, now, okay, this is an interesting title right here. Let's see if this has the holographic cover here. Probably not. Like Xenosaga Episode 3. Um, yeah, there's no mention of the holographic cover. So I think we all know about this title. Sells for big bucks, 230, as you can see there. I have the holographic cover, so my title is worth probably 400 bare minimum, I would think. But at least I don't think. Let's take a look at it here. They would mention it on the listing if it did have the what is it called? The holofoil lenticular cover. Yeah, it's not there. So I showed off mine in the last live stream that we did, so no sense in showing it off again unless somebody wants to see it. PS2, you're gonna be showing a bunch of loose disc stuff. I'm showing stuff that's rare and expensive. No one wants to see cheap PS2 games. I might let you do it a little bit later. All right, moving down here. Here's an interesting title that I do not have. Loose disc. You're getting $45.99 for Samurai Champloo Sidetracked. That's a title that I almost feel like I haven't even heard of. Kind of a shocker there. Loose disc. I'd like to see the cover on that. Oh, here's the cover right here, actually. That's a cover right there. I don't think I've ever seen this game before until now. Look at that. Very interesting. Fascinating piece it is. Yes, a fascinating piece. All right, let's go. Let's back out of that. So that game's going for some really good value. All right, we have Forever Kingdom, another title that I own. This is an Age Tech develops game from Software. 45.88 on that pre-owned copy. Blood Omen 16. Kind of surprised Playboy Mansion's getting $33.95 for loose disc copy. That game must have shot up. Okay, we have God Hand there. I was wondering why it was so cheap. Not that that's cheap, but $124.99 is missing the manual. And all you're getting from the seller is works. So I would doubt the disc is in super great shape. If you put works on the title, it's kind of like this is as is. All right, moving our way down here. This is another title that I'm questioning in my head. I still might need this. Mega Man X Command Mission. Holy F, man. They made so many Mega Man games on the PS2. I feel like that whole genre is overlooked on the PS2. There's a ton of Mega Man titles. Okay, very interesting on here. Complete with rare card. Let's see what this card's all about. Let's take a look at this. Let's delve into this sale here, guys, because that's what we do on the PWM's channel, the Physical Media Mac. We dive into eBay sales and we go over every fine detail here. Look at that. It has a Mega Man like playing card here that you'd be very lucky to get with the game. Mega Man X Command Mission. Let me know if you guys have played this title. I'm enamored by it, and I'm pretty sure that I do not have it. All right, moving down here. And again, I mean, sellers will put rare on something. Activision Anthology. I mean, come on, $5.99. How rare is it if you're selling it for $5.99? Oh, for some reason I thought this was factory sealed. Another Def Jam Fight for New York copy here. This one's selling for $179.95, or did sell for $179.95 on July 14th. All right, Fatal Frame. I'm pretty sure the Xbox original had, I want to say the Xbox original had 3 Fatal Frame games. The PS2 you could only get one Fatal Frame title. Either that or you could get 2, but the third one never came out on the PS2. It's something of that nature. Now, Fatal Frame 1, $84.99 pre-owned copy, CIB or CIC. So definitely a title that I'm gonna need to get up. I want to see if I have that title. Oops, I'll be right back here. I wish I had an assistant that could look up stuff for me. I really should have the Game Value Now app opened on my phone. I'm trying to look at comments and stuff. There's that Def Jam Fight for New York there. What am I looking up? I can't remember now. I completely forgot what I was looking up. Oh, Fatal Frame. Yeah, see, I feel like, oh, no, I'm wrong. I take that back. I take that back. Okay, so here's the deal. I was mixing that up and I was saying it wrong. Fatal Frame. I got to go onto the other screen so I can make sure I'm showing you this right. So I have Fatal Frame 3 on the PS2. So yes, it does have all 3 titles, or it has 1 and 3. Not certain on part 2, but it definitely has 1 and 3. And you know what? Here's the deal with this. We can research this, but I don't think, now that I think about it, I don't believe the Xbox has 3. I think this is an exclusive to the PS2. Tecmo title. All right, now that I'm over here, let me drop the link in the chat here. And I'll go back to the eBay page. Get back on my business. All right, so yeah, Fatal Frame 1, Fatal Frame 3. I might be thinking of a different game on the Xbox. I don't think the Xbox has Fatal Frame 3. All right, now here's a title that really came out of nowhere, I think, in the last 5 years. I don't think this title was worth even close to this amount of money. I don't even think it was worth half of this 5 years ago. So Rivet King 2004 title. This is a pre-owned copy sold on June 14th for $99.99. Now it does have a best offer on it, so it might have sold for a little bit less. All right. We have what was a PAL title. I have thought about getting into PAL collecting because there are some games out there that I've heard good things about. I think there's like a Detroit game or something, like some kind of zombie city game. I don't know. All right. Speaking of Armored Core games on the PS2, here you go. Armored Core Nexus, $117.50 it sold for June 14th. Yes, sir. All right, here's a friend of the channel, someone that I only talk to. I talk to him rarely these days, but Paper Bag Brad. This is his the rarest title that he owns, Sitting Ducks on the PS2. Tyler will get that joke. All right, so there's confirmation right there. Fatal Frame 1 and 2 here. And then I just showed you 3. I think I was thinking about a different title, maybe. But we can look it up. Let me look it up. Okay, I'm glad you said that, Fluffy, because I was about to look that up. So, okay, so Fatal Frame is on the Xbox. Yeah, that's about what I was going to look up. So is 1, 2, and 3 on the Xbox as well? All right, let's move down here while we wait for Fluffy's answer on that. Welcome to the stream, Fluffy. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Another copy of this loose disc here, 145.50. Pretty insane. Then we have another title that I own, Legaia 2, Dual Saga. That's always been kind of around a $15 to $20 game. $24.99 on that sale. And then a title that I don't know, a little bit surprising, selling for 20 plus. Action Replay Ultimate Codes. It's got Gran Turismo 4, I guess, on there. All right, so here's maybe I'm wrong about R-Type Final. Maybe R-Type Final has come down. We were talking about the complete copy, thinking that would be worth more for first print for $50, but here is, and I was saying that it's probably worth 40 CIC or CIB, but here you go, $24.99 on that. Definitely, if you're a shooter fan, you like your shoot 'em up games, I would definitely jump on that title right there at that $24.99 price point is a good price point for that game. All right, speaking of Armored Core games again, loose disc here, 50 for Silent Line. And that's why I was saying earlier, I felt like Silent Line, that game, the guy got a great value on that because here you go, loose disc. Wasn't that let's go back here. I want to make sure I'm not messing up here. What was that first title that we saw? Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Silent Line. So look, 68.50 and they're selling a $50 loose copy? Yeah, see that's what I'm saying. I think that game complete is probably more of a closer to $80 to $100 game. That guy got good value on that title for sure. All right, where were we at? Moving back down. PWM is going to show you guys the sites. It's going to take you through gaming values like you've never been taken through before. The Physical Media Mac is back. All right, Paper Bag Brad, Sitting Ducks there. Fatal Frame 1 and 2. Tenkaichi Legaia, Ultimate Codes, R-Type Final, Silent Line, and then we have a title called Narc. which I believe I have that as well. It's going for 20 plus. Again, these are all sold listings, guys. Okay, I should have said that. Or actually, I did say that, Fluffy. That I don't know why I'm questioning my. It's actually on the back of this Fatal Frame 3. I have SE on there that stands for still exclusive to the PlayStation 2. So I didn't know that. I'm losing my mind here. All right. Moving on down here. So first print edition here, Gladius. So that's more like a $70 to $100 range for those first print titles like that. Semi-sexy titles, I would say. It was a best offer, so that might be a little bit less than that. And then moving on here, Rare Champions Return to Arms. I own both of the Return to Arms games on the PS2. That one's fetching $40 pre-owned. All right, so here's this is a pricey title, but this is the PAL version of the game, Graffiti Kingdom. I remember the Goodwill that I found that at for $2.99 was like one of the worst Goodwills in the Houston area. I mean, well, I shouldn't say Houston area. I think that was in the Galveston County area. It's one of the worst ones. So to see that on the shelf that one day, when I picked it up, it was worth about $100. I think it's worth more now, but that's the PAL version. All right, now we have Def Jam Vendetta, $30 pre-owned on that copy there. Let me check the oh, there's Radiant. What's up, Radiant?
Nothing much.
All right, got you in here. Welcome to the stream. All right, let me get back into the eBay. Let me get back digging in here. Oh, we got something very interesting here coming up. All right, so what the hell is this? Let's check this out real quick here. This is very interesting. 150X, I think that stands for times. You got PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4. Rare game lot grails with PS3 and PS4 Spider-Man consoles.
That's pretty cool.
$4,500.
That's expensive.
Let's click on this and look at this a little bit closer here. I'm assuming that Spider-Man's a PS4. Yeah, it is. Okay. Where are we at here? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Red Spider-Man PS4 there. And this is probably your 60 gigabyte PlayStation 3, the greatest console ever made.
Yeah, doesn't it play backwards compatible games like PS2?
You better believe it. Plays PS2 and PS1 games. The 60 gig does, the 30 gig does. So this is the greatest console ever created. Has the largest library of games. And this PS3 alone probably sell. I'm really trying to figure out where the $4,500 value is. Is this like this must be like an ultra rare console? This Spider-Man console.
It's like a $600.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. There's games too.
Oh.
Oh, he's got all kinds of games here. These could be like sealed titles. Oh yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff here. Oh yeah, he's got a bunch of titles here. Okay. All right. All right. Interesting. All right, let me get out of that. Let me know if somebody asked questions in the chat. Let me see. All right, Narc 1875. Let's go down here. Samurai Warriors, $44.97 on that pre-owned. Sonic Riders, that's a non-factor. Magna Carta. Little story here from my twin brother, Tight White. He made a video a long time ago where his Camry broke down. His car broke down, and he in the video he said, "Whatever change is left in this car, I'm gonna buy a game with." And it was revealed at the end of the video what game that he picked up, and it was Magna Carta from a Salvation Army, Tears of Blood, Magna Carta Tears of Blood, and that's an Atlas title.
Oh.
Yeah, so pretty cool there. 27.25 on that for loose disc. And then we have, this is a Japan title. $1 on that. Okay, here's the first print edition. Pretty shocking. 185 on DC Batman Vengeance. Now, again, that has the first print sticker on top. Okay, we got another PAL version here. Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
I love the game for the Wii.
Oh, okay, they have it on the Wii as well, huh?
Yeah, and it's expensive too.
All right. Moving on here. Now, this is a absolute shocker for me. I don't know what's going on here, but Ed, and Eddie, the Misadventures with rare bonus disc, $125. That don't even make any sense. That game's like a $5 game. So let's go ahead and see what this bonus disc is. Because now I need to look in my collection and see if I have this bonus disc. Uh-oh, where are we at here? Scrolling down. I guarantee you look this title up on pricecharting.com, it's not going to be close to a $100 title. That's that's something you'd find at, Walmart or something back in the day in the throwaway bin. Now,
pretty much.
What is this? Let me see. So it comes with 2 discs for some reason. I'm not even catching what the let's go back here. What is the oh, there it is. It says exclusive something or another. At the bottom, it has that purple banner. So yeah, man, if you have this cheap title in your collection, you better look and see if you have that bonus disc, because that sells for over $100 now. Pretty insane.
Really?
It's the kind of title that I would just leave behind. I wouldn't even pick it up if I saw it out in the wild. So now I need to pay attention. All right. Very interesting. Oh, yeah, your stepdad is streaming. Is it Father's Day today? That's tomorrow, right?
That's tomorrow, yep.
Okay. Wanted to make sure I wasn't slipping there. All right, Ape Escape 2. This is kind of a surprising price, $54.95 for an open copy of that. That's shot up. Now, Hitman Contract, $69.99. I'm going to guess that that's a first print. Those first print PS2 games, man, they're not effing around.
No, they're not.
They're bringing the dollars. Wait for it. There it is. There's the sticker. That's the money shot right there, baby. That's the money shot. All right, moving down to a game that Ty Lord has recently fell in love with, The Bouncer on the PS2. $29.99. I remember picking that up from Half Price Books back in the day. And then we have another game that has eluded me. Downhill Domination. Supposed to be a really fun bicycle downhill game. Yeah, like I want to say it's like a first person bicycle game, but you can switch to third person, something of that nature. Some kind of
sounds pretty cool
mechanic on it where you're going downhill, man. It's like super fast. It's almost like those skiing games, but you're on a bicycle. Let me see here. All right, TNA Impact, that's a non-factor. Manhunt's a PAL title. Manhunt 2. Now, I do own Manhunt 2 factory sealed first print edition. Now, that's a serious heavy hitter right there. I don't know how much it's worth, but that's the one game that I was thinking about sending in to get it graded, and get the graded case on it, so that I could get big bucks for it one day. That was a half price books pickup.
I remember you hiding it in the back too, back of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. Growlancer Generations. Yeah, that's another title that I own. That's a 7125 sale on that. This game right here, Sly Raccoon. You could not get any more common than this title. This is $5 all day, every day. And for some reason now it is a $30 game. What is going on here? You know what? This has to be the PAL. That's a PAL version. Yeah, it's from Australia. This is a PAL version.
I wish they just made the consoles region free.
Yeah, there you go. See? PAL version. Yeah, I'd have to double check this. I want to say that you know how they have a test PS3 a test PS3 that I think plays PS1, PS2 games, but I think it might play all regions too.
Oh.
But that motherfreaker's not cheap. That test system is serious bucks.
I bet, because it's not supposed to be released to the public.
Somebody fact check that. I need a fact check. I need a fact checker like Joe Rogan. That's what I need. A fact checker, right? Sitting right in this room with a supercomputer that could look up information in a millisecond and fact check all my bullshit. All right, now WWE SmackDown. This has always been a pricey title. I picked that up umpteen times in the wild. 43.86 on that.
That's crazy.
Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, 26.61. I remember when that was a $5 title. Another Champions of Arms, 49.99. Now, SOCOM US Navy SEALs comes with the big box with the headset. Now, Tyler was nice enough to send me this, and I didn't have the big box and I didn't have the headset, but the headset, it's almost like it had like anthrax or something. Like I took it out, it was like falling into, it disintegrated into pieces. It was like really like effed up, like badly. It looked like it had been in a post-apocalyptic war or something. So yeah, I had to throw that away. Then I went to the doctor right afterwards. I was scared that I had caught some kind of disease from it. All right, Metal Gear Solid 2 with Twin Snake. Okay, they're mixing GameCube games in now. Let's get away from that. This is very interesting to me because I own some of the Kingsfield games, PS1 and PS2. PAL version of this is selling for ridiculous money. This must be one of the more expensive PAL PS2 titles. Kingsfield 4, and I want to say that there is no Kingsfield 4 in America. Kingsfield. Let me get up and let me check real quick. Kingsfield. Oh God, it's a lot lower than I thought. Here, let me see. Kingsfield.
It looks like there is.
It doesn't say. It says Kingsfield, the ancient city. Go ahead and Google Kingsfield and tell me which one the ancient city is. You should just be able to Google it. It should tell you the releases. You're going to be the fact checker since you're in here. Kingsfield, ancient city. I want to say that is probably that might be 2, and then Kingsfield 1 is on the PS1. Let me see here.
So, Kingsfield, ancient city.
Yeah, Kingsfield 2. Oh no, here it is. Kingsfield 2. Oh no, wait a second. Kingsfield 1. I think Kingsfield 1 and 2 are on the PS1. So Ancient City must be Kingsfield 3. Is that correct?
I'm looking.
All right. Now I own Kingsfield 2, an open copy of it, and then I own a factory sealed first print edition. Now, best believe you, my friend, this game right here is worth some big dollars, factory sealed.
It is the 4th and final.
Yeah, see, that's what Kingsfield, the ancient city is?
It says Kingsfield 4, released in North America as Kingsfield, the ancient city.
Then I wonder what Kingsfield 3 is. I don't know. Now I'm confused. Because there was not, well, I can probably look it up. Here, I'll look it up. Best way to do it is to go to pricecharting.com.
There's third entry in the, okay. I think that's what it's called, actually.
Why can't I get to price charting? So I'm seeing, let me see. All right, so Kingsfield, which I have, by the way, I just, for whatever reason, I'm not seeing it here. I have Kingsfield 1 and 2 on the PS2, on the PS1. So Kingsfield 1, PS1, Kingsfield 2, PS1, and then, okay, so this is what happened. Kingsfield 3 was never released in America. It was released on the Japanese PlayStation.
That just messes up the whole series.
Yeah, it's very weird. And then of course, Kingsfield 4, as we saw, there's a Japanese version on the PS2. There's a PAL version. Oh, okay. I know why I didn't see Kingsfield, the first one, on the PS1. I have it on long box down here at the bottom here. Okay, that makes sense. Now Kingsfield Ancient City. Well, I guess like you said, it must be 4.
Yeah, what I looked up was what number in the series is Kingsfield Ancient City? And it said 4th.
That's crazy. All right. So yeah, that does mess up the series. I don't know why they didn't get an American release of Kingsfield 3. It's like, Well, it's another reason to have a Japanese PS3 then, or Japanese PS2, which I do own. All right, moving down here. This is a game that's always I could never acquire this one. Echo Night Beyond. You can see you're getting loose disc for that $99.99. That's also an Age Tech title. Complete, you're getting $2 to $250, I think, for it now. Echo Night Beyond. That's a sexy title. I wish I had that one. Shadow Hearts, Goodwill pickup for me. Shadow Hearts, that's a PS. That's a what does it say there? Promotional copy. Huh. I don't know about all that. Let's see what's going on with that shit. I think the regular version's worth $100, but yeah, this is a look at that, promotional copy, not for resale. Little fine details like that will shoot a game up in price.
It's crazy.
Interesting. Now here's a pretty sexy title here. PTO 4. A lot of people have probably never heard of this. Pacific Theater of Operations. That's a sealed first print, $69. That is a title that I am still needing for the collection. It's crazy how big my collection is and how I still need tons of titles. It just boggles the mind how many PS2 games there are. How many sexy PS2 games are? How many PS2 games are super expensive? But that's an acquirable one. If you get it non-sealed, it shouldn't be, you're looking at $30, 20, 25, hopefully. All right, Getaway first print edition. Lots of first print sales here. $57 on that. Top Gun, this is the first print edition. Combat Zones, $29. And then a title that I've owned on the Xbox and the PS2, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, $135 on that.
Isn't that on Dreamcast too?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was released on Dreamcast, I believe, first, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And one of those titles that really, like, the first time I saw that game, the artwork really gets you on that one. The artwork looks great on it. It's a beautiful game. All the characters look badass in the game. That's a sexy title. It really is. Armored Core again, 60 loose. All right, this guy's selling a bunch of games. That's Australian stuff. Eureka 7 Volume 1. Not a super popular title there. And keep an eye out for this Pelican Codebreaker PlayStation 2 yellow version. For cheating and stuff. It's worth some money, $55.
Surprised it is, because it normally would break your game. Like, they've had problems with that where it actually broke the disc, like it wouldn't work anymore.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never used one before. And for some reason, there's a Sammy Sosa game in here on the PS1.
That's why you haven't seen Valkyrie Profile anywhere.
Oh, look at this. So here you go. So we saw the Japanese version earlier, right? Rule of Rose here.
It was PAL.
Huh?
It was PAL.
Oh, it was PAL. Rule of Rose, the American version here, $425 loose disc.
Wow.
That's insane. Somebody I know owns the factory sealed copy of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my twin brother, Mr. Tight White. Pretty insane. And he got that at half price books for 50% off. Yeah, 50% off.
Stupid.
What do we got here?
Good thing it was just a sports game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what is that doing there? And that's 25. You know what? This might be the last soccer game ever released on the PS2. Because otherwise, why would that game be worth anything?
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember what was the last game released on the PS2.
You can look that up.
Yeah, the last game on the PS2 was a sports title for sure. I don't think it was that FIFA Soccer 12.
It says Pro Evolution Soccer 2014.
There you go. Yeah. See, I knew it was a sports title. Yeah. So PS2 made games all the way to 2014. It's pretty insane. I would think someone like Tyler would have like every version of Resident Evil, even if it was like PAL version, you know?
That's crazy. It says on here, repair services for the system in Japan ended on September 2018.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, as you know, as popular as it is here in the United States, the PS1 and PS2, PS3, it was even more popular in Japan. You know, just imagine. All right, Def Jam Fight for New York, loose disc, $139.95.
You used to have that game complete, but I sold it to the store.
Oh man, I hate hearing stories like that because they just screw you over. Okay, very interesting title here. I'm glad we came to this one. So this is kind of what I was saying earlier. You know, the first God of War is like you can't get any more common than that game. But what adds to the value, this is what I've learned throughout the years, when you have games that are super common, but they're super great games, like they're games that people just love and adore, like God of War, it's very difficult to keep a God of War not opened. I mean, people want to open it and play it. And so when you have a factory seal copy of a game like that, this is the crazy shit that happens right here. $800, guys, for a super common game. First print, black label. Unbelievable. It was 1,000. The seller came down $200 and somebody snapped on it. Okay. Now we saw that FIFA Soccer 12, and we were wondering why that one was worth a little bit of money. Look at this one. FIFA Soccer 13, $82. Something's going on with
Wow.
these late FIFA Soccer releases that are just have skyrocketed in value. Unbelievable, man. I am shocked. I am in utter amazement. Look at this. Oh, I think that's the same sale. For some reason, they repeated it.
Or maybe he sold another one. He had multiple.
Yeah, I guess he did. He sold 2 back-to-backs. What's going on here?
What number is that? I can look it up, see if why is
FIFA Soccer 13. Tiburon, let me know if you want to get in here on the panel. Tylord.
Yeah, even price charting is saying loose $50.
Yeah, that's just one of the later releases, I guess. You said the other soccer game was a 14, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 14 is the last title. So this is the well, for sure that's the last FIFA soccer game ever released. Maybe that's the
Loose is $99 for FIFA 14.
Oh, there is a FIFA 14.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
See?
Wow. All right, here. Speaking of, okay, we have 2 and 3 here. Fatal Frame. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm skipping over something here. Don't want to skip this. The Warriors and $299.99 on this. This is a great game, by the way. This is probably the most closest to an actual movie made game. I mean, it's literally like you're playing the movie.
That's
Unbelievable how realistic they make it seem like it's part of the movie. And I don't think this is a first print edition either, which is kind of shocking, but let me see here. No, it's not. It's not a first print edition. So this is a second, third, fourth, or fifth print. Well, however many prints, it's not a first print, and it's sold for $2.99. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, you can see right there. Look at the top of it.
I like it when they actually make a movie game actually look like a movie. You know what I mean? Like it makes the game based off the movie. You know what I mean? Like, because I have played one of my favorite games, and yes, it's a cheap game, but it's Spider-Man 3. They literally took the movie and put it and named the game Spider-Man 3, but it was not Spider-Man 3. Like they had vampires in it and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah, that sucks. I always like I was telling someone the other day, I always like when like I could play if I could watch the movie The Warriors, and then jump on the game and have so much fun just because I just watched the movie and now I'm playing the game. It's like so cool, All right, let's get past that. I don't know what's going on with Spider-Man. I got all kinds of weird shit going on with Spider-Man these days. Seems like Spider-Man's, I don't know. I don't want to get into talking about politics and stuff. All right, so. All right, Goosebumps Horrorland, $24.94. Here's that Samurai Champloo showing up again, $49.99 loose disc. And there you go. Oh, wow. This is that's a brand new copy for $489.98. Now that's got me wondering. I can see that. You know what? That's a second print. I have a first print. My first print's going to be worth a lot more than that one. I didn't even know they made second prints of Rule of Rose. That's kind of interesting. Let me double check this. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that that silver tab right there. So this is definitely not a first print. See, I thought Rule of Rose didn't get that much production. That's the reason why it was worth so much money. But they did produce it more than once over. Yeah, that's a second print. Fascinating. All right, moving on here. Bratz Girls Really Rock, $37.79, baby.
Oh my god, that title.
Oh, that's a PAL version too. Holy shit. There's a game that I streamed from start to finish on one of my channels at one point, Half-Life.
You streamed it on, if you want to say it,
Non-essential gaming?
Yep.
Yep, non-essential gaming. I'm sure you were there many of days when I was going through that game. And yeah, man, it's one of the coolest games of all time, man. Definitely better on the PC, but I'm not a PC player, so I'm glad they ported it over to the PS2. And of course, Half-Life 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. So, but I was glad to be able to see how the story started. That was one of those games I got stuck on. Like there's like a train. There was some kind of it was like some kind of underground like subway system or something, and I got trapped there. And so I'm glad I went back to it all those years later and was able to finally finish it. Definitely play the Half-Life games. Go back and play those. Another Japanese version here of the Ruler Rose. There you go. First print edition Contra Shattered Soldier, $199.
Wow.
Yep, that's a big wow. First print edition Blood Rain, $49.96.
Klonoa. I know that game on Steam.
Yeah, Klonoa 2. And $65 on that pre-owned. Of course, the value is going to vary on these games depending on the condition. But
I have
yeah,
that WWE game.
so keep that in mind. Yeah, that game's cheap, but that's a factory sealed first print, I want to say. I still think that's shockingly high in price though, for even if it's a first print. Because I know for a fact that game's not worth any money, open, unless something's changed.
$10 loose.
Yeah,
I have
Game
it
Chart
complete.
is for $49.99. Wow, it's insane. Look how much the X-Files Resistor service shot up. $80 for that, just an open copy of that.
That's what it was.
Well, this guy's got a sealed copy of Katamari on the PS2.
Wow.
$32 on that. I would think that's not first print though.
I'm surprised that's not worth anything. This?
Yeah, that's oh, you know what? This is I question the seal on this one as well. I don't know if you can see the side of it. It looks kind of weird. That one, I
Yeah.
don't even know. That might even be a Fugazi seal there. I don't know about that seal. Definitely not first print. He's holding it in such a weird way. Like, why would he hold the game in that way? Doesn't make sense. He's like trying to hide some shit.
Wow, that's crazy.
Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3, 130 loose. I mean, that game's a legit $200 title complete. So we saw the loose disc earlier. Siren, here's a complete copy, $69.99. I do own that in my collection. And there we go. Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I think this is the one. This is one of the ones I hit at Half Price Books right here and got the 50% off on Sunday. Back when Half Price Books used to do the sale. They don't do it anymore, by the way.
That's stupid.
Completely threw it out the window. They don't do it. Haven't done it since the pandemic. They completely stopped it.
Wow. They might get more customers if they bring it back.
That's what I always tell them. I try to talk to the manager, but they don't listen. Now I didn't know that they were going to abolish it and never bring it back. So I actually found a really cool game and hit it again. But it was hid for about a year and a half, and I checked the other day and it's gone. They basically they dusted on top of their shelving and they removed it. And I think it was Futurama or something like that. But they had it for way too expensive. It was a kind of a price. They had it for a high price, but I would have definitely took 50% off on it. All right, we have the Shinobi games. Shinobi and Nightshade. There's two Shinobi games on the PS2, which is really cool. And there we go. Armored Core Nexus. This is the first Nexus title we've seen. $129.94 on that. Let me go ahead and pause that real quick. Let me see. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys if I can find my Armored Core games real quick here. I'm going to show you all the Armored Core games I have on the PS1. I mean the PS2. Make sure I'm not missing any here. All right, here we go here, guys. Uh-oh, where did our guy go here? All right, so let me show off the my Armored Core titles. We just saw that Armored Core Nexus for what, 130, 140 bucks? Now, back when I did my PS2 collection, which I think was like I think it was like 2 years ago, this was trending on eBay at 40 bucks. So to show you the value, that's proof right there. I put that back in when I did the collection. I did research and priced all the games. So it used to be a $40 game. Now it's 140. Next up here, Armored Core Another Age. Now, all the Armored Core games on the PS2 are still exclusives. Next up, we have Armored Core 3. The cool thing about these are all CIC. Actually, you can see right there, that's a Goodwill. I started doing this. Why can't I get this straight? Okay, there it is. I started doing that, putting the sticker in the inside. You can see that's a Goodwill pickup for $3.99. That one was $1.99. Nexus was a $2.99. It's got 2 discs. All right, now Armored Core 9 Breaker. Yeah, man. PS2 made a ton of Armored Core games. That used to be a $35 to $40 game. I'm sure that's a $100 game now. Minty matte condition, complete as hell. And then we have Silent Line, Armored Core Silent Line. Complete. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Armored Core titles there. I'm going to look this up real quick. Just give me 1 second here. Because I'm curious if I'm missing any of the Armored Core titles. On the PS2. Now, how do I feel like looking for the PS1? No, I'll just leave the PS1 alone. I do have Armored Core on the PS1. I might even have the first 2. All right, so PS2, American version. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, We have 6. Oh shit, there's more. Seven? Am I counting right? I think I counted 7 on price charting. That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm still missing 2 Armored Core titles. That's crazy. All right, I thought I had them all. I guess not. All right, getting back to eBay here. See if I can figure out how to do this. Presenting. All right, there we go. All right, what does Radiant say? My mom wants me to dinner because I haven't eaten today. Man, my mom still babies me even when I am graduating and 19 years old. Oh man, moms before bros. Moms before bros. What about fathers? Not supposed to be talking about moms. This is Father's Day weekend. All right, speaking of moms, I do need to answer a text from my mom before we continue here. Hold on one second. Now there's a friggin' fly flying around the damn room. All right. That's done. Have I lost everybody in here? Is there anybody left watching this? No, you can't ignore your mom. That's for sure. All right, let me get back to the action here. It kind of bothers me. I feel like I have Armored Core Last Raven. Maybe it's up there and I just didn't see it. Anyway, I think I'm at least missing one though still, so very disappointed in myself. Because you need all those Armored Core games now. You don't want to be trying to buy them at this point. The price point is too high. All right, rare God of War 2 factory sealed. Now, this is going to be a non first print edition, $69.99 on that. Again, games that are so great, if they're still sealed, they're going to be worth money. That's the rule of thumb. Rule of Rose soundtrack, very interesting. $199 on that. Stuff like that, factory sealed, you're going to get dollars for. Really cool, actually, to have something like that. Dragon Ball. How many times have we seen Tenkaichi 3 loose disc for $100 plus? All right, here's another game that has escaped me over the years. I always wanted to pick this one up. Haunting Ground. $199 on that, and this is doesn't even have the manual. You're looking between $2 and $350 probably complete. Another copy of Def Jam Fight for New York, $142.50. Code Breakers again, $60. Oh, very interesting sale right here. First print, Black Label, Half-Life, the first Half-Life, $399.98. Incredible, guys. Absolutely incredible. Okay, I think we saw a loose disc of this earlier. Echo Night Beyond, another one of those titles I really needed for the collection. Before it blew up like it did, it's a 200 plus game now. Oh, and this is a trip. I don't want to go back now, but one of the first titles that we saw, I remember us talking about at the beginning of the stream, King of Route 66. I think it was like $80. Well, oh no, I'm sorry. For whatever reason, I thought this was factory seal. No, it's not. It's a just new other. $29.99 on that. Okay, it makes more sense now. I thought it was a factory sealed copy. Marvel versus Capcom 2, $200. Xenosaga 1, 2, 3, and Artillery Iris. Nice little lot there. $354. All right, let's see if we see anything interesting here. If not, we're going to move on to the PS1. This is a very cool factory sealed sale right here. Not a first print edition, by the way. Steambot Chronicles, a title that I do own, $199 for a non-first print edition. Pretty impressive. And how many times we're going to see Def Jam 150 plus? Haunting Ground, 454 for a Haunting Ground. Like, how do we go from 200 all the way up to 454? I don't know. That $200 copy must have been in shit condition. That's the only thing I can think of. I remember finding this at Goodwill, the red edition of Gran Turismo 3, and I was like, wow, this must be super ultra rare. I've never seen this version before. But of course, it wasn't worth anything. But it's funny that he's mentioning that it's rare in this listing. Ape Escape 2, $80. And there we go. I mean, listen, we can't finish the PS2 portion of the stream without showing a Kuon sale, $725 on the granddaddy of them all, the highest priced PS2 game, Kuon, or some people like to refer to it as Noik. And yeah, definitely a title that I own, but I have it locked inside several boxes. And yeah, I don't go anywhere near it these days. It's a very dangerous game, guys. Very, very dangerous title. You're literally risking your life owning that title. There you go. Another copy of Half-Life, $300 again. That's the going rate for a Half-Life sealed copy. Shadow of Destiny, $39.99. I think this is the first time we saw Blood Will Tell. This is the PAL version, $360, $70. The American version is worth every bit the same as that in American dollars. Believe me. Okay. Moving on here. I was going to jump off the PS2, but now it's starting to show some sexy titles. All right, a title that we have not seen, Suikoden 2, $48.99. Now, what's going on here? Okay, this is going to be the PAL version of 007 Nightfire for $63.99. It says the rare Greek version edition plus Hebrew cover. Okay, that's interesting. All right, here's a title that's kind of shot up in value. Spy Fiction, a game that I've always wanted to try out. You can utilize if this is the right game, you can utilize the PS2 microphone and the PS2. What is it called? The iToy, the PS2 camera, and with this game, and that's what makes it kind of a cool title. And I think it was just like a bargain bin title, and all of a sudden now it's a $50 game. Go figure, right? NFL Street 2, a game that Retro Tiburon would be playing and streaming on his channel, I'm sure. First print edition, $59.99 on that sealed baby. Okay, Linux for the PlayStation 2. This is how you can turn your PS2 into like a computer or something of that nature. Definitely look out for these, man. They're expensive. Drakengard. This game is actually, believe it or not, I mean, it seems like it's a lot, but I feel like this game has come down a little bit in value. I remember it being worth a little bit more than that. All right, here's the ultimate double punch right here. Ruler Rose and Haunting Ground for $1,150. Another title that I own, Galerians, Ash, $34.99. Loose disc Ruler Rose, $400. Again, guys, these are all sold listings. Marvel versus Capcom 2, $199.99. Psychonauts, factory sealed. This is not a first print edition, mind you, $55. Suikoden 4, this is a first print edition, guys, $113.50 for that sealed game. And a game Tyler wishes he had, factory sealed, Resident Evil 4 Premium Edition. Oh, you know what? This is this the steel case edition, or might have like a cardboard slip on it? I kind of remember this. $138.50 for that. Yes, this is. I believe this is yeah, it is steel case. So that's why it's got so much value. It's even torn on the side and still got great value for it. All right, let me look back here. Nope. There you go. Says we still have 2 people in here. I guess I'll keep the stream going for a little while more. Just kind of wanted to show off some expensive sales, guys, and kind of show you what the marketplace looks like. Kind of stuff PWM likes to do, Physical Media Mac. Illustrate that games are still on the rise. All right, now let's go ahead and we're going to change it up here. We're going to go rare PS1 games. Things are going to get a little more crazy, guys. Let me just Forewarn you. What do we have? 516? Okay. All right, first up, right off the bat here, Einhander. Oh no, let me see here. I need to make sure that we're on sold listings. Nobody wants to see what someone wishes they could get. We want to see what someone actually got. Now, okay, Tales of Destiny. And they have this one inside of a acrylic protection case. $179.99 on that. That actually sold today. And then we have a bunch of loose disc games here. Moving on here. Parasite Eve. I'll stop when there's something really nice here. All right, here's a title. This is a very sexy title. I heard this is a pretty cool game as well. I've always wanted this one for my PS1 collection. Silent Bomber. $155 on a CIC copy of that. You guys saw my twin brother pick up Clock Tower. I think it was Clock Tower 1 and 2 recently at a pawn shop. $163 on that. Does come with the reg card. The reg card is definitely important, man. You can get more money with the reg card. You get more money mentioning the reg card. If you don't mention it, then it's a non-factor, really, in my opinion. I don't believe I own Hexen. That's another one that I need, and it's cheap enough I can get that one. Moving on here, bunch of PAL titles. Beavis and Butthead, Virtual Stupidity. That's a Japanese title. 115 for that. Wow. All right, moving on here. The demo disc for Twisted Metal 4, $129.99. It's pretty insane. All right, for some reason they have a upside down backwards copy of Suikoden 2. I don't know. This guy definitely does not know how to promote his listings. That's probably why he only got 200 for Suikoden 2. It might even be worth more money than that. Definitely a title that I own for the collection. Incredible Crisis. I don't believe I own that. $75 on that. Parappa the Rapper, loose disc, $48.99. Resident Evil PS1 Black Label, $117 on that. Remember, that title right there is considered a PS1 variant because there was a long box release. So the long box release, the fact that there was a long box release first, and then it came out with the variant jewel case, it adds to the value. That's why that's so high in value. Moving on here. Thousand Arms, $139 on a pre-owned copy of that. It's an Atlas title. I do not own that, by the way. Revelation series Persona loose disc is 140. It's pretty insane. This would kind of fall along the lines of a game that is super popular, but it was never opened, so that's why it adds to the value. $64.69. You don't expect a Medal Honor game back then to be sealed. Thousand Arms, $160. MTV Music Generator. If I remember correctly, Tyler always talked about how he made music with the Music Generator game here. He made beats and stuff with it. Said it was really cool. All right, we saw that listing already on the when we were going through the PS2 stuff. Skipping over that. Skull Monkeys loose disc, $50. I did pick that up at a Goodwill complete in case. I'm assuming that's probably close to a $100 game now. Dune 2000, $24.95. It'd be interesting to hear if Ty Lord has played that with his new fondness for Dune the book, Dune the movie, Dune the series. How can you not own Dune 2000 on the PS1? That would be very questionable, and I'd have to call him out on that one. Dracula Resurrection, a title I do own. Surprisingly, not really worth too much. $20. Very interesting title here to have factory sealed. VIP Pamela Anderson. I do own this, but I own an open copy, if I can speak correctly here. This is a brand new factory sealed copy for $73.99. This is a title that I'm going to be honest with you, with my eyes, I have never seen this before. I did not even know this existed. This is kind of sexy to see a game that I've never seen before. Goal Storm 97. Never seen that title before. It's the Konami title. $79.99 for an open copy of that. Omega Boost. Not too bad right there. $39.99. That game's worth it, man. I'd pick that up. If I was you guys, I would cop that. If you do not have that for your collection while it's down in price. Hold on a second. I'm making sure my stream is still going. It's not. Oh, there you go. Oh, the stream's eBay part of the stream isn't moving. Really? Can you still hear me though? You're not seeing the actual stream move, you said? Oh, the eBay part. Let me see something real quick here. Let me go back. All right, Rare God of War 2 Factory Seals. Huh, interesting. I'm not sure. Let me see if let me stop sharing that real quick and then see what happens. You let me know. Let me see if the website, let me try to do that again. That's unfortunate. I thought things were going smoothly here. Wait, I guess I got to stop screen first. Present. Share screen. All right, what's on the screen right now? Omega Boost, right? So I'm gonna go. Let me know if it scrolls now. All right, so okay, now I see it moving. Okay, now long box here. Now remember, there's a jewel case variant to this Doom right here. So this is the long box version. $87 for this. Fade to Black long box, which is kind of sexy. $67.65. More long boxes here. Rain Man, or Rayman, not Rain Man. We have PO'd, 52 bucks. Simpsons Wrestling for 27 bucks. All right, where are the heavy hitters at? Come on, hit me with some heavy hitters here. Point Blank, 51.99. Very surprising to me here. Touring Car Challenge, Toka 2, factory sealed, 99.99. Just doesn't seem like the type of title that would be worth that much money, but maybe there was a low production on it. I'm not sure on that one, guys. Next up, here's a heavy hitter here. Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. 375 bucks on that. Somebody went and got Countdown Vampires graded, and so that one's sold for $201.50. Moving on to page 2. For some reason, I don't even see the chat now. Oh, there it is. Oh, good. Yeah, Twisted Metal long box. Yeah, for sure. See, I want to show off my long box games because I have such a good collection of them. But I mean, you can go back and watch the my video on it. But I don't. I'm just kind of in a bad. I don't feel like reaching for them right now. All right, now moving on here. I expect some heavy hitters here. Okay, this is a very interesting title to find factory sealed. This is the greatest hits version, Resident Evil 2, 249.99. Now remember, I own the double case Resident Evil 2 factory sealed, guys. I've showed it off probably a million times, so I won't even bother showing it off. But yeah, so I'm looking at way more value than that right there. All right, Suikoden 2, 210. I remember when that was about a $60 title about 6-7 years ago. Gex long box, $31.99. Mortal Kombat 4, 50 bucks. You got the Dino Crisis games, $174.99 for both of those. Then you got some PAL stuff here. The Contra Adventure, kind of a sexy title there, 45 bucks for that. And then Echo Knight. I cannot remember. I might have sold my factory sealed copy of Echo Knight and just kept. Yeah, I think I did. I had a factory sealed copy of Echo Knight that I sold. I don't know if I'm showing this to the camera. I guess I am. I can't see that. I'm on the eBay screen, so it's hard to see. Anyway, take my word for it. That's Echo Knight, an open copy. I hate when it does that. Let me see if I can get this to. No, stop. Why is it showing that at the bottom? Let me close that one out. All right. I think the 3DO prices went up too. I want to get one I saw for 100, but for now the FZ1 and the FZ10 is more expensive than the Gold Star is now cheaper. Yeah, man, I thought you were going to jump on that a long time ago, man. You're missing your window of opportunity for sure. All right, this is a game that I want to say I got this off of eBay. 3D Baseball, a title that you wouldn't think is worth anything, but look, it's worth $44.95. So, yeah, a surprising title there. The Simpson Wrestling, 40 bucks. That's surprising to me. Resident Evil, all the Resident Evil games have value. That's in a Fugazi case right there. So that's not even complete. You get that in a complete case, like a real PS1 case, it's going to be worth more than that. All right, Point Blank, $47.99. Final Fantasy VII. Now remember, there's a misspelled version of on the back print. There's a word that's misspelled that gives the game a lot of value. So I'm assuming this is the spelled correct version. Moving on. Kensai Sacred Fist, a game that I do own, $70 for that. Darkstalkers, the Night Warriors, very cool fighter. Beautiful artwork on it. And characterizations, $54.99. That's a long box. I do have that for the collection. Parasite Eve 2, $99.99. I own that as well. D, I have the long box of D complete. That's a loose disc. That's only one. Yeah, it's just disc 2. That's why it's so cheap. That's a pricey title. Breath of Fire 3, I had 2 copies of that. I sold one. $54.99 loose disc. $199 on Suikoden 2. I guess that's kind of the going rate. $200 for that game. Kudelka, $199. Speaking of Spider-Man earlier. No, if you sell a game for $1.49, it is not rare, my friend. All right, Jersey Devil, Goodwill pickup for me. $58.99. Not a title you see every day. Title that I've never even played before, believe it or not. All right, Brave Fencer Musashi, another title that I own, $94.95 on that. Jammy Lammer, $69.99. And PS1 Silent Hill, the greatest hits version, $174.97. That's sold on June 6th. Probably my favorite artwork on a PS1 game, at least my top 2 or 3, Spawn the Eternal. $55 on that. I do remember when that was a $20 game. Loaded long box, $49. Killing Zone. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I remember getting that from Half Price Books. I used to have a guy that worked at Half Price Books that was really just like giving me games for free. It was an absolute hookup. And but this one, I got the feeling the manager was around at the time because I think they were selling it for like 60 and he gave it to me for 30 or something of that nature. And then all of a sudden, probably a couple of years later, it was a $100 game. Now it's selling for $300. It's absolutely insane. PS1 lot here sold for $2,000 something. Wow. I do have one disc of Rival Schools. I need the other one, and to complete that one, still obviously need the case. Oh, you have the vampire game? Okay. Spyro Year of the Dragon demo disc, $100. Who would have thought, right? Parasite Eve, $60. Twisted Metal, the long box, $127. I think Retro Tiburon was talking about that, wasn't he? So you kind of missed your window on that one, my friend. It's shot up in value. NHL Blades of Steel 2000. That's an absolute steal. It's a graded version, and somehow you got it for $10.50. I don't even understand that. Those are the kind of sales, man, that you can get on eBay. You got to be careful, or you got to. I know it takes a lot of time and energy, but you will find some great sales. This is a steal. You might say, oh, it's a sports title. Well, NHL Blades of Steel 2000 is not a super common sports title, number one. It's factory sealed, number 2. It's graded, number 3. Trust me, it's worth way more than that. Bugs Bunny and Taz. I actually own this game factory sealed. $50 for an open copy. Ray Storm, Working Designs title, $74.99. Shooter, I own that as well. And maybe that's the other Rival Schools disc that I need. $79.95 for that. This is one of the more expensive Japanese titles, in case you guys don't know. The Pepsi Cola video game, where you're Pepsi Man. It's supposed to be one of the worst games ever made. I think the Angry Video Game Nerd made a video about it. And then, wow, I never even heard of this. Rapid Reload. It's got to be a PAL version. $343 on that. Wow, never heard of it. Obviously, the PS1 has a slew of Mega Man titles. Evil Dead, $45.47. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Black Label, $100 for that. Makes perfect sense. Ogre Battle, limited edition, rare box and manual only. I was about to say, that's too cheap. I do have that complete in case. That's a $100+ title right there. Oh, Dodonpachi. This is a shoot 'em up game. $79.98 on the PS1. That's a cool cave shmup. Return Fire long box game, $98.95. I believe I have that. Space Hulk is a title that I think I need for the collection. This title also came out for the 3DO. Vengeance Blood Angels. Not a bad price, $34.99 on that. I would jump on that if I was somebody. Or if you can find it for that price, it's probably a good price, is what I'm trying to say. Suikoden 2, it's always around that 200. Clock Tower loose disc, $98. In the Hunt, let me see if this is complete. Yep, it's complete, $229. Now, the reason why that game's worth so much is because that's a jewel case variant. There's a long box that's probably worth $100 to $150, and that's one of the rarest or more expensive jewel case variants you're going to find in the Hunt. And a badass game, by the way. Just like the Metal Slug series, very similar, but you're underwater with a submarine. Lego Rock Raiders, factory sealed, first print, $68. Discworld 2, $74.99 on that. I believe I have that for the collection. I think Discworld 1 is on the long box. Guardians Crusade. I had this game loose disc. Let me see. Game case manual. I had the game loose disc, and at one point I don't know. It's kind of expensive to do this, so and I have a lot of loose disc games, so I kind of started doing it, and then I was like, it's going to be too expensive to keep doing this. But I do have a Guardians Crusade reproduction that looks really good. Here it is right here. Again, it's kind of hard to show you because I'm on a small screen. Go back over here. So this is my Guardians. I mean, you really can't even tell. Like, it looks like totally legit, like a real version. So, but it's pricey, man. It costs like $14.99 or something like that. But there's the pink disc right there, Guardians Crusade. All right, moving on here, guys. I am running out of steam. I've been going hardcore on this, dropping some gems on you guys. And I do not see anyone on the waiting list to get back in here. So I'll go ahead and end this in a few minutes here. Let's go ahead and finish up, see if we can find some heavy hitters. Dice or Devil Dice. Pandemonium 2, $59.99. Future Cop LAPD. That's on my want list, guys. PS1 Black Label. That's definitely on my want list. Future Cop. I need that for the collection. Still not going for an insane amount. Need to grab that soon before it gets out of control like most of the PS1 games. This title right here, I own factory sealed. Street Fighter Alpha 3. And we have JoJo's Adventure. This is the Japanese version. Syndicate Wars, $24.97. I do own that. Wrestling game for Tiburon there. ECW Anarchy Rules. I have that in the collection. Resident Evil Director's Cut. $81. I think. Okay, there you go. This is a good one to show off. So if I remember correctly, or if things have not changed, let me put you this way. This is the most expensive Japanese PS1 release right here. LSD. And it's literally like an LSD trip. It's like an acid trip. If you play the game, it's like very just over the top trippy. $679.90, guys. And that's just a regular non-factory sealed copy. So very cool. We got to show that off. Nice way to end the stream there. Thousands Arm, $107.89. And Capcom versus SNK Pro. I think I own this factory sealed as well. $88.75. Vagrant Story, $80. I remember when that was like a $30 title. I own that. Clock Tower 2, $425. We talked about how Mr. Tightwad picked that up at a pawn shop recently. Hogs of War. It's a game that I've always wanted for the collection, but never could find. $62 on that. That doesn't seem too unfair. And there you go. Capcom versus SNK Pro, $249.99. So I guess that's what I could get for it if I got it graded. Batman Forever, another game that I need for the collection, $120 on that. That's just loose disc, though. That game's worth a lot more complete. X-Men Children of Adam, PS1, $138.50. And Tales of Destiny 2, $249.99. Resident Evil 97. And that's it, guys. I think we're going to end the stream right there. Like I said, I'm running out of breath, man. I've been going at it. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed this 2 hours of PS1 and PS2 sales on eBay, most recent sales, and yeah, some pretty good information to show that the video game marketplace is not going to burst. The bubble's not going to burst anytime soon. Games are still out of control on the PS1 and the PS2. And yeah, hopefully be hitting you with another stream here soon. I want to start doing more of these live streams and maybe talk about the Xbox, talk about PS1, PS2, maybe do some movie streams as well. Coming up on the PWM's channel, the Physical Media Mac, I'm going to do a Blu-ray collection. I've already started boxing up the Blu-rays, and I'll do it in the car as normal. And we'll be going through, I'm sorry, not my Blu-ray collection, my Blu-ray horror collection. All my horror movies, which is, I don't know, we're probably looking at 100-something titles, so it'll be a good hour 30-minute video. Quite possibly dropping that this Sunday. Thanks for everybody that joined the stream today, and hopefully you learned something about game value, and hopefully you own some of the titles that we've covered today. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Chancellor Crappy, thanks for showing up. Radiant, I appreciate you, brother. Ty Lord, Retro Tiburon, Fluffy the Gamer, and am I missing anybody else? Let's go ahead and get back. Let's go back in the chat here. Sorry, I'm not my normal self. I have not had one beer today, but this is the sober me. Nice to meet you guys. I think that's it. I don't see anybody else. Yep, that was it. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully, I'll drop that Blu-ray video tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe I'll drop a live stream showing off my Blu-ray movies. I'll talk to you guys later. And peace the hell out.